Now on CoastTV News.
Sussex County school funding. A new Delaware law could provide more money, but it's not guaranteed.
Excessive sweat leads to dehydration. How doctors say it can sneak up on you, especially in the fall.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. testifies on Capitol Hill. What's in store for the CDC?
And if you hadn't noticed, the heat is starting to crank up, and it's going to get even hotter.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
An impact fee now allowed for new construction like this in Sussex County. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with a new Delaware bill that could cost some builders in Sussex County.
Senate Bill 176 was signed into law less than 24 hours ago by Delaware Governor Matt Meyer. The goal would be to allow the county to add a school impact fee on new developments. But the county would have to enact an ordinance to do that first. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson live in Lewes. Brandon, the bill only applies to Sussex County.
Maddie, the Cape Henlopen School District has been asking for a fee against developers for years now to help fight against overcrowding in schools. Now Cape and every school district here in Sussex County is one step closer to that actually happening. This is now in county council's hands. They would have to pass an ordinance to apply this impact fee. As stated in Senate Bill 176, a 1.25% fee on all building permits would go towards school construction. This fee does not apply to projects under $30,000. Coast TV spoke with one man who grew up in Sussex County and has seen the growth firsthand.
As long as it gets to the schools, if that's where it's actually going, I think it might actually be a good thing to help some of the people with the development in the area, help some of the schools around here.
Again, this still has to get the green light from Sussex County Council, and the council's spokesperson tells Coast TV there's no timeline on if or when this will go in front of County Council. Live in Lewes, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
You may remember previously we covered the Cape Henlopen School District asking Sussex County Council to adopt a voluntary school assessment. A VSA would require developers to help cover the cost of new school construction triggered by overcrowding in schools, effectively doing exactly what Senate Bill 176 is now doing. Last year, Sussex County Council denied a VSA for Cape Henlopen School District. Let's take a live look into Dover right now as we get ready to check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, it's Thursday. We're heading towards the weekend.
Yeah, and we're headed towards a summer-like situation, even though we are supposed to be rounding the corner on the last, hurrah of summertime. But listen, we're at 85 degrees in Redden. It's 86 right now in Bridgeville. We warmed to 81 degrees in Georgetown, 84 currently Laurel, and we're in the 70s right now along the beaches at this present time. Now, that being the case, the winds are gusting primarily out of the south. That's adding a little more cheddar on top of the sandwich, so to speak, because that extra moisture is coming out of the south and that extra heat that's coming out of the south, and that's filleting itself into that hero of a sandwich called summertime heat and humidity, and that's what we're dealing with. Now, we do have the current wave heights holding at about 4 feet, but look at how all this is coming up and the convergence of the air that we have right now. This is part of the frontal boundary that's pushing through. It's creating an opportunity for a couple of spot showers. We do have a small craft advisory active, and we do have a coastal flood advisory that's just been issued for Linkwood and over towards Salisbury in anticipation for a brief little shower later on this evening.
Paul, thank you very much. The Delaware Transit Corporation is holding upcoming public hearing workshops. This is on proposed changes to DART statewide bus services that start November 16th. Now here's where you can go to the workshops to learn more about that. September 17th at Georgetown Public Library from 11 to 12:30. September 17th at the Lewes Transit Center from 4 to 6. Or September 18th, next day, Dover Public Library from 4 to 6. And you can find a full list of even more locations about that on DelDOT's website. A car crash killed 2 students. According to the Worcester County Sheriff's Office, police say this happened on Nasawanga Road near Camp Road in the Snow Hill area. The Sheriff's Office says a Chevrolet pickup was headed south when it crashed into several trees. Investigators revealed both the driver and his passenger, that'd be Jason Hawthorne and Munir Loyan Morris, died. Both were students at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
The legal dispute over offshore wind off of Delmarva, that presses forward. U.S. Wind has now filed a cross-claim against the Trump administration. The offshore wind developer is arguing that federal agencies are illegally trying to undo Biden-era permits that cleared its project. Last month, the administration notified a federal court of its intent to withdraw the permits. U.S. Wind is now asking Maryland court to declare its approvals valid and block the administration from reversing them. The Trump administration says an official remand of U.S. Wind's approval that is expected by next week. With fall comes fun events like football tailgates and a whole bunch of other things, but with those fun times, dehydration can sneak up on you. With this in mind, Dr. Glenn Hirsch tells us how dehydration puts stress on the heart and can affect your blood pressure.
You get really dehydrated, the blood volume is lower, and that's going to lead your heart to have to beat faster to circulate enough oxygen to your body. When the blood volume is down, you still have the same number of cells in your blood, so the viscosity in the blood will go up, and that can even lead to the blood pressure going up.
Dr. Hirsch says to focus on pre-hydration to prep for your fall activities. That means drinking water at least 3 hours before you're going to be in the sun or on your feet, and sip it through the day.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in the hot seat from Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill, testifying before a Senate committee. Kennedy defended his decision, saying he's getting the politics out of science. Yamiche Alcindor shows us lawmakers questioning his competency and those he's put in power at the CDC.
The committee will come to order.
Today on Capitol Hill, senators grilling Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a known vaccine skeptic who recently ousted several top scientists. Tempers flaring as Republicans and Democrats demanded answers.
Every single day there's been an action that endangers the health and wellness of American families.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Kennedy, a controversial pick from the start, defending his actions, including firing the head of the CDC just last week.
We are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at CDC. They did not do their job.
He also replaced 17 members of the Vaccine Advisory Committee with vaccine skeptics, alarming lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. 2 Republicans, both doctors, disturbed at the CDC chaos and vaccine policy changes, including Senator Bill Cassidy, a pivotal vote in Kennedy's confirmation.
You've canceled, or HHS did, but apparently under your direction, $500 million in contracts using the mRNA vaccine platform.
You promised to uphold the highest standards for vaccines. Since then, I've grown deeply concerned. Americans don't know who to rely on.
Senators pointedly questioning Kennedy's ability to lead the department.
I'm asking the questions for Mr. Kennedy on behalf of parents and schools and teachers all over the United States of America who deserve so much better than your leadership.
Sir, you're a charlatan.
Others giving him a reprieve.
Are you committed to trying to make sure that we use the best science and separate and eliminate politics as much as possible?
That is what my job is. That's what my mission is. Eliminate the politics from science.
But still, more questions than answers, and the politics of science on full display. The same argument is happening in states across the country. Florida is moving to ban all school vaccine mandates, but some blue states are taking steps to coordinate vaccine recommendations separate from the federal government. Yamiche Alcindor, NBC News, Washington.
Celebrating teachers when these teachers among 20 nominees will learn who the 2026 Teacher of the Year is.
Summertime sizzle returns to the Delmarva area. I'll show you just how hot it's going to be.
But first, why one person took it upon himself to start a bocce ball league in Ocean Pines and why it's more than just a game. Coastal Connections after this. In Ocean Pines, neighbors are finding new ways to connect. One person's love for bocce ball has turned into a league that brings dozens of people together. In this week's Coastal Connections, Kevin Zappe introduces us to the folks who are making that happen and shows us how one game is strengthening both friendships and the community.
Mike Galello has lived in Ocean Pines for years, and when he saw 2 perfect bocce ball sets at the Ocean Pines Yacht Club, he took it upon himself to start a league.
It's a fascinating game, and people have been asking about it. We had a residential recreation court here originally, and it was being overused, so we thought, why not?
What started as a simple email asking if anyone would like to join turned into dozens of people wanting to play.
A lot of people are really interested in the game. We had people that came up to us and said, you know, because of our physical ailments, this game fits us perfect. We can come, we can play, it's social. So it's really a fantastic game.
And so the first ever bocce ball league in Ocean Pines started this summer, with 24 teams and 72 people playing throughout the week. But for many, this was their first time ever throwing the ball, which led to people asking, how do you play bocce ball?
Essentially what the game is all about is that there's a smaller ball called the baleen. It's thrown first, then each team has an opportunity of 4 balls to get it as close as possible to score points.
Elaine Brady has lived in Ocean Pines for years, and this is her first time ever playing bocce ball. And she loves the game and all the new people she met in her community.
And I'm going to leave you alone.
Don't leave me alone. So many new friends through this. It's a lot of fun. And you're meeting new people. I was surprised in the first year that we're doing this that it has become so popular.
This not only brings a fun and competitive sport that anyone can play, but a sense of connection and friendships being made along the way. According to Galello, the Summer League has had so much success that registration is now open for the Fall League, and you can sign up at the Ocean Pines Community Center between now and September 18th. I'm Kevin Zapay in Ocean Pines, Coast TV News.
Well, it was bound to happen. When you have summer-like conditions, you have to watch out for a summer-like shower or isolated thunderstorm, and kapowie. That's what we're dealing with as a possibility for tonight. Now, we are Ocean City right now, still glorious looking kind of a day, and 75 degrees, courtesy of our Gateway Subaru camera, will drop to 77 by 8 o'clock in the evening. We're in the 80s right now throughout several locations. We're at 84 in Milford, Harrington, 86 right now in Bridgeville, 85 Redden, 81 in Milton, Georgetown, 85 degrees right now in Seaford, and 82 in Laurel. Now you combine that with the winds coming out of the south and a lot more gusto connected to it. We're looking at 29 mile per hour gusts. So the winds have picked up and have prompted actually a small craft advisory off of the coast for us here in Sussex. But right now we're not seeing any threat of rain. Now we do see this line that's pulling across Annapolis right now, across the bridge. That's going to carry to our north. I'm not sweating that part, okay? What I am watching out for is what's happening coming here out of, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this, Tapananahook. Maddie will tell me on the commercial break. Anyway, we're looking at that's going to be moving in our general direction, but it could fall apart pretty quickly for us before it actually reaches. In fact, I got to watch how it acts as it moves across the water, because it could just go, ugh, and just fall apart by then and then not be a concern at all. But our modeling is indicating that we could see that same model or that same storm that I'm tracking move through Elliott and Crisfield by 10 o'clock, and then it falls apart quickly as it moves across the landmass. They could fall apart like that before it hits the land, so that's why we're going to keep a close eye on it. Our Shore Living Expos on Saturday, and be sure you come out and enjoy it, and we're looking for a chance to spot showers on Saturday around the 6 o'clock hour. That stayed pretty consistent. But summer is back for tomorrow. High of 88 degrees in Georgetown and Lewes, 85 for the high in Cambridge, and 86 for the high in Berlin. Now, as far as on Delmarva for the coast, we're in the 70s. In the inland, we're in the 70s. We're going to be well into the 80s for the eastern shore. Now, we are looking at 9:30, a sprinkle or two, possibly near Lewes, and then it clears out quickly. And then with the other models indicating, hey, look at how we're going to swell up into the 80s for Friday. Winds are out of the south. Saturday, I'm going to freeze it right here. Saturday at about 7 o'clock. Let's be mindful, if you live in Georgetown, Seaford, or Ellendale, around 6 to 9 o'clock, that's what I'm looking at the time frame that you could be dealing with a really nasty little storm that's going to push through, because it'll have a lot of heat energy ahead of it to give it some more strength as it pushes through. Now, we'll drop dramatically by Sunday after that rain hits. But before we get to that, our skeeter meter comes back into play. We're looking at high, very high on Saturday, and then we're going back to high on Sunday in the morning time, and then it'll drop dramatically going to Monday. Our chances of rain will stay at a small 22 percentile opportunity. Finally, here's a look at the 7-day forecast. Football on Sunday and tonight for that matter. But we are looking for the temperatures to settle into the 70s after 2 more hurrahs, or days I like to call them, of summer-like sweltering steamy conditions for Friday and for Saturday.
Paul, thank you. It's almost time to celebrate all things that make Delmarva just a great place to live. Everyone invited to the Shore Living Expo featuring local vendors, live demonstrations, and more. It's all happening this Saturday from 10 to 4 at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center in Salisbury.
Construction is underway in Harrington as the city works to bring new amenities to neighbors. Crews putting in basketball and pickleball courts along with a walking trail plans also include a storage building and a pavilion with bathrooms to support outdoor activities. City leaders say a mix of ARPA funds, state money, and other grants are making the project possible. Officials hope these new facilities will provide more activities for neighbors, something Harrington hasn't had until now.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network, at 7 we have baseball live, the Hillcats against the Shorebirds. Then at 10:30, the final score.
Then the NFL is back. The defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, hosting the Dallas Cowboys for the kickoff. That game starts at 8:20. You can watch it right here on Coast TV. Coverage starts at 7.
These Delaware teachers nominated for a state award. What they could win after this. On your screen now are some of the 20 nominees for Delaware's 2026 Teacher of the Year. Now, one of these teachers will be named the winner at a celebration on October 14th. The candidates were nominated during the 2025 calendar year. The teacher chosen to become the State Teacher of the Year will represent Delaware in the national program. And the Delaware Teacher of the Year will receive multiple grants for personal use for the benefit of their students, as well as a grant from the state.
Now, I know a lot of us are excited about football starting tonight, but the National Football League confirms there won't be any Friday games during the first week of its 2026 season. That's due to the way that the calendar happens to fall. The Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961 bans professional leagues from having games on Fridays or Saturdays from the second Friday in September until the second Saturday in December. That's because Labor Day, it came in earlier in the month during the last 2 seasons, including this current one. It allowed the league to hold Week 1 Friday games. There can't be another Week 1 Friday night game until all the way in 2029.
Italian fashion designer Giorgio Armani has died. He was 91. The Armani Group stated Armani peacefully died at home, surrounded by his loved ones. In his early life, did you know this? Armani studied medicine and actually served in the military. It would be a window dresser job for a Milan department store that launched his fashion career. The Giorgio Armani brand, launched in 1975, quickly found success in the U.S. Last year, analysts with Bloomberg valued his business between roughly $9 to $12 billion.
Yeah, he didn't start until he was 40. How about that? The Powerball jackpot, that is catapulted into a staggering $1.7 billion prize. That's because no winner matched all 6 numbers in Wednesday's drawing, according to the Multi-State Lottery Association. The next drawing, this is important, it's Saturday night. It's going to be the 3rd largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history, though your odds of winning are about 1 in 292.2 million.
But you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
There's always a chance. Let's take a live look into Laurel. One more check on our forecast after this.
All right, in Milford, we're at 83 degrees right now. We're going to drop down to 76, watching out for a sprinkle to try its best to develop. Our umbrella giveaway winner is Idario De Frietis of Salisbury. Thanks for participating. You got to come by and pick up your umbrella, though. Call our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brugstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Listen, folks, let me be real plain with you. Tomorrow and Saturday, it's going to be crazy hot and humid, big time, before we'll go back to that fall-like pattern next week.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.